Oh, hi everyone. Many of my students, they ask me, how can they improve their listening comprehension skills and their sentence building skills? Well, I have a way that I use in my school and with my private students that is natural, but more importantly, it's fun. Being fun is the best part of this technique for improving your English listening and your sentence building skills. You want to know what it is? What is this fun way to learn that works for both children and adults? Audiobooks. Now, I will give you an example plan for how to use audiobooks, but first, I really want to talk about why audiobooks work for my students. Most of my students think that this can't work, this is crazy. But I have success in my classrooms to prove that this is an overlooked way to learn English. So today I want to tell you, 1, why this works wonders with my students, 2, how it will help you with natural English sentence building, and 3, why it's the easiest way to add English to your daily life when you do other things, just relaxing. It's easy to add it in there. First, why does this work well with my students? It's simple, it's fun, and it's easy. Most of my students, they love listening to stories, especially ones that they already know from their native language. It's neat to hear a story that you know in English because I know what's going to happen next. And the best thing is you get a new voice for each character. And since you already know what happens in the story, you can listen for fun. And it's not really difficult to do. And since it's fun and easy, you get the daily benefit of practicing for longer time than you would normally study. Because let's be honest, students don't study very hard when they're sitting there working in a boring textbook. See, people don't think of audiobooks as studying English. They can just enjoy the story, and you get the added benefit of becoming more comfortable listening to English, which is awesome. The second thing, why will an audiobook help you with your listening skills and your sentence building skills? The first is easy. You have to listen to the story to understand what is going on. There are no written words to help you. You must listen to follow the story. This immersive nature of an audiobook is a great way to fall into English. Your imagination is engaged when you listen, and it helps you to remember things much faster and much easier. Now, how does an audiobook help you with sentence building? Patterns. Pure, natural patterns. Audiobooks use natural patterns to communicate a story idea. By listening to the story, you will start to hear common patterns repeated over and over in the story. The natural patterns in the English language become easy to notice the more you listen. By adding an audiobook to your daily routine, you will quickly improve your listening comprehension skills and your sentence building patterns. It's just a natural way. That's how children learn. They learn the patterns from listening to the people around them. So it's going to work for you exactly the same way. English from audiobooks will help you with your sentence building. Which brings us to the third part about why English audiobooks are good for you. They're super convenient. Having an audiobook is great because you can use it anywhere. No one sees that you're studying. You just have earbuds in or headphones on, and they think, oh, that person is listening to music. But no, you are enjoying an audiobook on your way to work or on your way to school, sitting on the bus, sitting in your car, While you're working out at the gym, I listen to audiobooks when I exercise all of the time because sometimes music makes my heart beat really fast and I lose my breath. But with an audiobook, I can fall into the story and I get relaxed and calm as I run. And it's a great way for me to keep my breath. And it's just so easy to add it into your day. It's so convenient. Kids like it because they can listen to their story when they're doing things. Like a lot of my students, they ride the city bus to come to my school. And that's 20, 30 minutes of a bus ride. So they can just listen to the story and enjoy themselves. And they're at my school. And it's not studying, it's not hard work. It's not writing lines. It's not annoying stuff where you need notebooks and pencils. You can do this anywhere. It's so easy to add English to your day. So now I'm going to show you this website. I want to break this into 3 main parts: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So let's start with the beginner. If you are a beginner, I want you to not feel worried about the level of the audiobooks I am going to recommend. Audiobooks are private, so no one will know if you are listening to a children's book, which is great because this is the first level that I recommend. So the first thing we need to do is click the arrow under this video, just like this. It will open the video description and you can see all of the information below. Now we will find the blue link to the Audible website. When we click it, it will open up the Audible site just like this. Now that we are on the audible.com website, from the link that we clicked, the first thing that we want to do is click the menu. This opens a side panel. Now we are going to click Discover and it opens up another subcategory. The very first thing is we are going to click Categories. Now, here is the best part. Scroll down all the way to the bottom and we're going to click Kids. I know it feels strange being an adult and clicking the word kids, but trust me, don't let your self-esteem feel damaged because you are listening to kids' books. They are actually the best way to learn basic grammar and basic speaking patterns. So we are going to scroll down here now, and you will see on the bestseller is Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter, and this is going to be in our intermediate level books, but for right now, let's scroll all the way back to the top, and let's click View All Subcategories. Now what I want you to do is click ages 5 to 7. Remember, don't let this bother you because you are an adult. No one can hear you study these books. Now that we are in the correct level, we are going to find a book to listen to. You can scroll through and see if there is a book that sounds interesting or looks interesting, but for me, I want this one, The Boxcar Children. The reason for this is because the sentences are fantastic. So here you have a sample. You can just click sample here and it will play a part of this book for you. You can hear the voices. You can easily see the sentences are quite simple, right? Just by listening. It's not a difficult story to listen to. So even someone in a beginning level will understand them. And that is the best part about these books. There are other good things to click in the search button and find a book that you know or one that you remember from your childhood. I'm going to recommend this book right here, The Storyteller, The King. Why? Because I wrote it with my daughter. You can easily click it and listen to the sample here. The narrator speaks very clearly in my book. Kids' books are great because they are simple sentences, and that is why you're in the beginner level. You need to listen to simple sentence patterns that make up good English, and you can download these things here or buy them. If you do decide to listen to audiobooks as a way to help you improve your English, it is actually the best value. But if not, you can always just buy the book, and then you always have them. You can listen over and over again. This is a great thing. So now we are going to look at the intermediate level. Here we will do the same thing and click Menu, then Discover. Click Categories and scroll down to the Kids again. I know, but don't worry because we are going to click subcategories like before, but this time we will click ages 8 to 10. Why? Because 8 to 10 is where you start to learn bigger words and more complex sentences. This is a great way for you to get an easy access to this type of language. So we are going to scroll down. There is Harry Potter, which I love, but I don't think this should be your first book. When you have gotten comfortable enough, yes, do Harry Potter. It is a fantastic series. The reason I really want you to get a subscription is because if you download a book that is too difficult or it's boring, you can go back and get a new book. You don't have to spend so much money to find out that you didn't like the book. The membership saves you a lot of money because maybe the book is just too difficult. Since we are in the intermediate level, I'm going to recommend this book, Percy Jackson. Why? Because it has a lot of... It is a fantastic book for simple dialogue that is what we really want you to start practicing. Yes, we are listening to a book, but we also want to listen to people talking to each other. Remember that you can click the sample to hear the narrator and the speed. See how the speech it's not super fast. It is actually a very comfortable speed. I really recommend this, and I have many of my students start listening to these books because they are just easy and enjoyable. That is the best part about having a subscription at this level. So you can try many different books because there are hundreds of choices and you can search for a book that you already know. And that is a great way to understand more complex ideas since you already know the story in your language. Now you are just listening to it again in English. So now we are at the advanced level. And before we hit the menu button, but since you are in the advanced level, I want you to search for anything that you want. You can type in the name of a book that you really love and listen to it in English. Or if you want, you can hit the Discover button and try anything. Let's see the bestsellers. I don't even know what's in here. You can scroll through and find a book that is interesting. Find something that you are going to love listening to. Now, I don't recommend any type of educational book like this because it might be boring and it will have lots of difficult language. I recommend doing something that is just fun. All of these Audible books that you can choose should be fun. They shouldn't be something that is difficult to listen to or something that you have to force yourself to listen to. Choose a book that is something that you really want to listen to. This way, it isn't about English. It's about enjoying the book. And you can see these prices on these books. Wow! This is another reason why it's best to sign up for the monthly program. Look at that. $14.95 a month, or you can buy just one book for $31.50. The best part is that you can just get lots of different books. You don't have to be locked into one single book and find out that, I don't like it. So this is the best way to really enjoy listening to books in English. I'm going to get off of this website now, but I think that you get the idea here. I really recommend that my students get into audiobooks. They are a fantastic way to bring English with you anywhere and study anytime you have free time. It is so nice to be able to be on your commute to school or going to work and listen to an audiobook. Something that is funny or exciting. When you are at the gym or eating lunch by yourself, who knows? Anytime you want, you can listen. I hope you enjoyed this new way to study English that's pretty easy. And I want to know about your very first audiobook. Tell me what it is in the comments down below, because I think you are really, really going to enjoy this. My students start off shy about it, but they end up loving it. It's just easy. You know, that passive listening helps you learn a lot. But I'm going to finish reading a little bit more of the Odyssey before I go to work, because it's going to be a long day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.